Hi, I'm going to show you a couple things on Logic that I haven't found any videos of. I found on forums, so I just wanted to make this easy for people. So I'm showing you like a Bonnevier effect kind of, and then also mainly showing you how to use your Midi controller to trigger notes on auto-tune. So this is kind of like the final effect that we're working with here. Please let me go, 'cause I ain't going nowhere unless you say so. It's a one-way love, better than sleeping alone. I don't know. Alrighty, so I'm going to mute that and start from scratch down here. So, you just go open up a new audio track. Just delete that, whatever. Okay, so one thing that took me a while to figure out, I'm using the Scarlett to record through like a SM7B, and I always found some latency issues when I was recording. So what I found is you go up to record and hit low latency monitoring mode, and it fixed it just like that. So I'm going to just record like a scratch vocal for this part right here. Cause I ain't going nowhere unless you say so. Is a one-way love better than sleeping alone? I don't know. And that should be perfect right there. Cause I ain't going no. As far as latency goes, obviously not the vocal take. I'm not the best singer in the world, but whatever. So anyway, once you take your take, make sure you turn this off, because once you start adding plugins, it starts messing everything up. So just record it with that and then go back up and then take it off, because I don't really understand how it works or why it works that way. I just know like this is what works for me, so can't understand it. Anyway, so this take doesn't have to be perfect because you're triggering the notes with the keyboard. So what you're doing is you're going over here and taking the output to no output. And then we're going up here to a new track, and we're adding a new software instrument. And so here is, so I have the Antares pack that I pay for every month. I think it's like $25, totally worth it. And the particular application that we are using for this one is this harmony engine right here. Boom. So you open up harmony engine, and then you go up to the side chain up here, and you go to audio, and we're trying to find the track that we just recorded, which was audio 31. So that triggers it to audio 34, right here. And so that is what we do on the side chain. And as far as the harmony control goes, we move that to this Midi Omni right here, and that does it. And that's pretty much all you got to do. Is this gonna quit on me? Son of a bitch. If you could help me figure out that problem, it does that all the time. You could obviously see I've never taken a screenshot of anything. This is the first time I'm doing it, but I couldn't find a video, so I was like, whatever. Okay, so we're back, and okay, so that's, you change this to the Midi Omni 34. So when you play it, I ain't going nowhere unless you say so. Okay, so you could hear that my note was triggered with the words, but in order to mute this is what we want to do by going here and hitting mute the original one. So that muted that, and so everything else is triggered right there. That's coming from a keyboard. And so like what I did for the stack that I liked is I just literally held down the chords that I'm playing for the beat. So I'm doing what was it, F sharp minor E major to D major is what it is, I believe. And so I literally just like hold out those chords on the keyboard. And so you could hear that it worked, right? But I referred to this low latency mode. So when you turn that on, I don't know why it does this. It just does. You can't hear it anymore. So that's why it's important to make sure you just have it on while you're recording. If you even are experiencing that issue when you're set up. And like, you know, you don't even have to play chords. You could just like make the melody like that out of, you know, one note. Nowhere. You know, you could go up to 4 notes, I think. There. And so I like that octave, and so I'm just gonna record it that way. I ain't going nowhere unless you stay so. One way love better than sleeping alone. I don't know. So this is built on like multiple tracks, right? So that's like one way to go about that. You know, you could just keep making tracks on that just based on your keyboard, but then, you know, you could go up, make a new track, and then blah blah blah. So I'm gonna do a low latency mode and record me doing the same thing. I'm gonna mute it so it doesn't distract me. 'Cause I ain't going nowhere unless you say so. Is a one-way love better than sleeping alone? I don't know. All right, so it doesn't distract me. Okay, we can actually cut that out so we don't have to listen to that every fucking time. That is Command. Oops, it's Command T to split that. In case you don't know. 'Cause I ain't going nowhere. And then you couldn't hear that. Low latency mode. Awesome. 'Cause I ain't going nowhere unless. Okay. And so from here, we could just do the harmony engine without using the Midi trigger, just as a regular plugin. So change it to a major. And then I'm going to mute the other one again. So this is just by itself. You could hear what just this plugin is. 'Cause I ain't going nowhere unless you say so. And then you could control the volume of each one and then actually change the interval. It's a really, really cool application that they made for us. It's awesome. I use this thing all the time, probably way too much, but it's all good. That's what it's there for. 'Cause I ain't going nowhere. Just a bunch of different options. You play them all together. 'Cause I ain't going nowhere unless you say so. Is a one-way love better than sleeping alone? I don't know. And then you could just keep adding on that. I use autotune a lot because I'm not very good at singing, you know? And, you know, some people shit on that, like, oh, you can't sing, but, you know, whatever. It's there. I like it. I like to sing. I just wish it sounded better. Now we can. And so a lot of people try to hide that you're using autotune, but, like, Bon Iver, Kanye West, T-Pain obviously likes that effect, and I do too in certain situations, and something like this would be that situation. And so I'll try to record a track to show you how you do that as well. So let's just record another one here. Same thing. Just keep on stacking. Oh, low latency mode. Don't forget. Changed my life when I learned that. Cause I ain't going nowhere unless you say so. Is a one-way love better than sleeping alone? I don't know. Alright, so this will just be that regular auto-tune effect here. Turn off low latency mode because that will mess you up. Go up to the key, major, and then you want to draw it out to really get it dialed in as well as you can. So, and then you just hit the pitch and then hit play. What? Yep, okay, pitch, play. There you go. Sorry. Cause I ain't going nowhere unless you say so. Is a one-way love better than sleeping alone? I don't know. Alright, and so this shows you how close I actually was to the notes, which actually is better than I usually get. So my favorite zoom state is 3, and then you go up to this guy, and then you can actually draw in every single note to be exact, and it's fucking awesome. Cause I ain't. So you can see I'm right under the C sharp. I draw this in. I could make my return speed to be more like T-Pain, I guess. Cause I ain't going no. And then last return speed. Cause I ain't going. Sounds a little bit more natural. So depending on what you're going for. So I'm just going to click and make these really perfect. You can see how much I dip there and then catch myself back up. I do that all the time doing vocals. I can hit the note, but then I have to slide into it, which my choir teacher would always freak out about, which has every reason to. So this gets kind of tedious, but it is worth it. So just drag that, return the speed. Let's hear it. Cause I ain't going nowhere unless you say so. So much better. Is a one-way love better than sleeping alone? I don't know. Actually, didn't sound that bad. Here. Just make everything really nice and tight. Just under the note there. And this is just a great tool, even if you're not going for a vocal effect, but just trying to make your vocals sound cleaner and more on pitch. So I'm going to call that good. Cause I ain't going nowhere unless you say so. Is a one-way love better than sleeping alone? I don't know. Alright, doesn't sound that natural, but I don't really want it to. So I'm going to go back to the audio, make the return speed, flex tune, turn it all the way. Cause I ain't going nowhere unless you say so. And so that is Auto Tune Pro. But then you could go into Auto Tune FX and put the key on here. I don't know how other people do it, but I found this gets what I'm going for. So that's what I do. Just add 2 different layers of auto-tune and it gets you there. And so just by changing the key, return speed, this is what it is now. 'Cause I ain't going nowhere unless you say so. Is a one-way love better than sleeping alone? I don't know. We'll put it all together. Let's hear this. I think it is. 'Cause I ain't going nowhere unless you say so. Is a one-way love better than sleeping alone? I don't know. And then you could just keep going forever, honestly. Depending on, these, I'm just showing you the tools that work for me, for what I like to sound like, And then you could do like a high one. It's going to sound like crap, but it won't after I'm done. 'Cause I ain't going nowhere unless you say so. Is a one-way love better than sleeping alone? I don't know. Yeah, that was that bad. But that's fine, Like, not everybody could have a great voice, but doesn't mean that it has to keep us from making music, Like, I was so insecure about it for such a long time. Still am, but I'm just kind of over it at this point, 'Cause I ain't going nowhere unless you say so. Is a one-way love better than sleeping alone? I don't know. That was horrible to listen to. I'm sorry if you've made it this far in the video, but I'm going to show you the power of all this stuff here. 'Cause I slid up to that. I actually got close to the note. Return the speed. Draw that down. Especially with something this high, I kind of want it to sound like robotic and artificial. I mean, you hear, Justin Vernon do that all the time, especially like on the records after For Emma, Let's hear. 'Cause I ain't going nowhere unless you say so. Is a one-way love better than... Dang, that is so hard to hear. Sorry, but maybe it won't be after all this stuff. 'Cause I ain't going nowhere unless you say so. Is a one-way love better than sleeping alone? I don't know. Works for me. Return the speed, blah, blah, blah. Okay. 'Cause I ain't going nowhere unless you say so. Is a one-way love better than sleeping alone? I don't. 'Cause I ain't going nowhere unless you say so. Is a one-way love better than sleeping alone? I don't know. And I think, like another one that Justin Vernon did would be like I'm going to mute all these because it's starting to sound annoying, not like volume mix wise. Oops. Oh, shit. 'Cause I ain't going nowhere unless you say so. Alright, I guess that didn't mess up. Whatever. I'm still gonna mute him though. 'Cause I ain't going nowhere unless you say so. Is a one-way love better than sleeping alone? I don't know. You hear him. 'Cause I ain't going down that low all the time, and it sounds so sweet when he does it. I'm just an amateur, but I found some tricks. If you're an amateur too, I'm just trying to help out my fellow man. Boom. Oops. Make sure you turn that off. 'Cause I ain't going nowhere unless you say so. Is a one-way love better than sleeping alone? I don't know. Alright. 'Cause return the speed. Wow, what happened there? It's low as hell, that's what happened. 'Cause I ain't going nowhere unless you say so. Sounds a little creepy. That's a C sharp down there. Draw this in, draw this in, draw this in. Make sure I hit that. Okay, let's see here that goes. 'Cause I ain't going nowhere unless you say so. Is a one-way love better than sleeping alone? I don't know. So as you could see, the sky's the limit. I could make like 20 of these, just keep going. 'Cause I ain't going. It's a little hard to hear. Sorry about that. Just turn everything down. 'Cause I ain't going nowhere unless you say so. Is a one-way love better than sleeping alone? I don't know. So, I obviously just rushed through this to show what I did. You could take time and tune everything that, even just your harmony engine on, you go through and draw that line on the graph in Auto-Tune Pro and then put it in there and it'd sound a little better. But, I just don't want to keep showing you the same thing. But if you have patience and you just keep working with this, you get a pretty cool effect. So this is the way the master ended up sounding with me recording it on this computer using literally this technique. Please let me go, 'cause I ain't going nowhere unless you say so. It's a one-way love better than sleeping alone. I don't know. A little love never hurt anyone. Can we stay like this just a little bit longer? It feels so right to hold you so tight, even though we might be wrong for each other. Alrighty, well, I hope this helped you. Like I said, I saw some similar videos on different programming, and it is a little different on specifically Logic Pro, so I just hope this really helped out. If it did, let me know. If it didn't, let me know. I don't know. Sweet. Thank you so much, and yeah, have fun.